Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last section we saw different types of structural directives that are built into Angular and how can we use them. Now in this section we'll talk about the different types of built-in attribute directives and how they can be used in Angular. Okay, so we'll talk about ng class, ng style and ng non-bindable. Okay, so let's get started. So right now I have this application right here. I'm just going to add one more tab here that could be that could take the user to the built-in structural attribute built-in attribute directive section. So to do that, I'll create a component for that again. Okay, built-in attribute directives. I'll make this component and then I'll add a path to that in the app routing module like so. Okay, and then I'll also add a link to that in the header section. Okay, so now if I go here and I navigate to the section, I should see this works. Now we'll start with the directive itself. So I don't really see that. I'll just reload. So okay, now we see the built-in structural built-in attribute directives. I'll get rid of this and let's save this. And now let's first start with ng class and ng style. Okay, so let's say I have a button here with a class of button and button primary, and that says toggle gradient. Okay, and then I have a div at the bottom wherein there's some text like say this is a div. Not very creative though, but okay. Now if you want to apply dynamic classes to this based on some variable, let's say I have the gradient toggle. That's a boolean right now, and I'll first set it to true like so, and then I'm toggling that via this button. So if the user clicks on it, then I want to toggle the gradient toggle like so. Okay, and now in the div here we can use ng class like so. So ng class can be used as a property binding on a division. Okay, and in here we will specify the class that we need to the class that we need Angular to put in. Okay, so if this is true, then I want to put a blue gradient class onto this div, but otherwise I want to put a red gradient to this class. Okay, I don't really have this blue hyphen gradient and red hyphen gradient classes as of now, so let's quickly create them. So I'll go to the built-in attribute directives component.css and let's copy some markup to basically get this gradient. Okay, this one is the blue gradient, so blue hyphen gradient, and this is something that I will be applying to the background of this division. I'll also add a red gradient to this. So for the red gradient, I'll copy these hash values right here. I'll cut it from here, paste, cut, and paste like so. I'll get rid of this intermediate stop like so. Okay, so let's save this and go back to the view here. So I have right now by default the blue gradient applied on this. If I click on toggle, then it is changed to the red gradient right here. Okay, let's inspect this element and let's set a height of about say 40% or let's say 400 pixels. All right, and a width of say 400 pixels again, like so. Okay, so I'll just copy these two styles here and I'll paste them on on the div as well. I'm not that good with CSS, but like so. Okay, so by default it's blue. If I toggle, it's going to change to red. Okay, so that was something regarding the ng class directive that we can use. Apart from that, we also have something called the ng style, wherein we have to pass an object containing a list of styles that would be applied to this particular div here. Okay, so let's say for example, if I wanted to apply some text property, okay, in that case I'll specify the color as say white. So this should change to white. Okay, I'll also change the font. So font hyphen family, and I'll change it to Courier like so, and the font changed to Courier in that case. Okay, again if I click on toggle, then the font then the text styles are still the same, but I can still toggle the background here like so using my ng class. Okay, so this is how you can use ng class and ng style. For ng class, you can use ternary operations as well that we have used here. In most of the cases, you might not have to use it, but this is one of the rare cases wherein you might have to change the class of a particular element based on some value that you have on the templates and that you have on the class. So this is something that can be used in that case. And ng style is generally not quite often used, but then again to just show you guys how it can be used, here's a demo. Okay, now let's see why we use ng non-bindable. Okay, so let's say I wanted to print out a text in a paragraph. Okay, the text is the user's name can be printed on to the screen in Angular using the string interpolation syntax like so. Okay, if I save this and go back, then I don't really see the text that we have, this one. Okay, and why is that? Well, that is because Angular considers this as a string interpolation syntax, and thus Angular looks for a variable named username inside your class, but it won't really find that name, and that's why it's showing us the text till this point, like so. Okay, but if I wanted to print the exact syntax or the exact text that we have here, then for that I can use the ng non-bindable directive here that is provided by Angular. And now if I save this, then I should also see the interpolated string right here. Okay, so this might be a use case wherein you are writing an article and probably you want to you're writing a technical article, and in some cases you might want to show some text, but some text of this sort, but it would eventually be interpolated as a string. So if you don't want that to be done, then you can use the ng non-bindable syntax right here. Okay, I'm getting an error, maybe closing unexpected. Okay, maybe there is some issue with this pre tag. I don't really be using it, but again, that is something that can be used in a div maybe. Okay, so this is how you can use the string interpolation syntax as it is, or literally the string interpolation to show to the user if you use the ng non-bindable directive. Okay, so this was it regarding the built-in attribute directives that we have in Angular. Now in the next video, we'll start with creating our own custom structural directive. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.